Hello everyone, welcome to Painting with Miss Portia and Savannah. So Savannah, what are you going to paint today?
Mommy, I don't have any peach paint, but I do have red, yellow, and white.
Cool, what are you trying to paint a picture of?
A peach.
A peach. So you want to paint a peach, but you don't have any peach paint. Is that right? Right, so you have a problem. So Savannah's problem is she wants to paint a peach. She doesn't have any peach paint. So let's ask a question. How can we make peach paint if all we have is red, yellow, and white? What should we do, Savannah?
We should probably mix it together.
We should probably mix it together. If we mix, so we're going to make a hypothesis now, right? We're going to do a hypothesis. If we mix red, yellow, and white paint, then we should get peach paint. So let's try it. Let's experiment. And you see we have on our safety goggles because this is acrylic paint. And if we were worried about our clothes, we would also have on a smock. But we're not worried about it. All right, so we're going to do equal parts.
Equal.
So 1, 2, oh,
You gotta shake it.
I didn't shake it. Oh, look, and there's like still this little piece of sticky thing. And look, guys, I cut my finger, so I got a JoJo Siwa bandage. All right, back to learning. Oh no, there's like they really don't want you to get in this paint.
Yeah, pick it up.
There we go. Problem solved. Yes. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna start by doing it in equal parts. So 1, 2, 3.
Three of that.
Okay, 3 of that.
Three of that.
1, 2, 3. Yellow. And now we're gonna try
The
to
red.
add 3 parts
Oh,
red.
that looks like an egg. That looks
All
like
right,
an
it
egg.
does look like an egg. Ah, egg. All right. We are experimenting. We're conducting our experiment. So we are testing out our hypothesis. 1, 2, 3.
It looks like an egg with ketchup on it.
It does. She's making an observation. She observed that it looks like an egg with ketchup on it. All right, Savannah, so can you mix those together? Just with your paintbrush there. So now we're gonna see, don't make it too big because we gotta have more space in case we're not happy with our result.
No.
So we have this color, but Savannah, are you happy with it?
A little bit, but it just needs a little bit more white.
Ah, so she's using her eyes to observe that it's not quite the peach color that she wants. And the color of this mixture is called qualitative data, okay? Or it's a qualitative observation. That means we are observing the quality of what we have. So we're not measuring it with measuring spoons or anything like that. We're using our eyes, we're using our senses. And our senses are telling us that we need more white. Okay? So we need to now formulate a new hypothesis. I'm like horrible at recording. So we need to formulate a new hypothesis. So Savannah thinks we need more white. So at first we said if we mix red, yellow, and white in equal parts, that we would get peach. And we are not happy with our results. We want to achieve better results. So now we are going to mix a similar mixture, but we're going to use the same amounts of red and yellow.
But only 2 drops.
Yep, well, maybe change those to 2 drops and then stick with 3 drops of white.
Mhm.
Or we could stick with 3 drops of this and then just do maybe 5 drops of white.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're thinking if we mix the same amount of red and use more white, we will get peach. So we made a new hypothesis, and so now we are going to test it again. All right.
Keep your eyes on the paint.
Keep your eyes on that paint. So in this experiment, we have some variables, okay? And so we have our independent variables and we have our dependent variables, okay? So the independent variable are the things that you change, okay? And we are not changing the paint that we used. What are we changing? We're not changing the colors, we're changing the amount, okay? So the amount of paint is our independent variable, okay? So now we are going to count to 3.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Now why didn't you just put it
Because you
in?
can't mix it together because that would give us off results. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
What's that?
And then how many of these? 5 we said?
Yeah, 5.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
I don't want that brush.
Okay, yeah, we don't want to use that brush and we don't want to get these mixed together. We want to keep them separate to see if we get a color that's more peachy.
Oh, I think it's kind of.
Flip that brush over, get that white in there real good. Gotta get it all. Let's see. Mommy's gonna help her mix.
And still the same.
It's a little lighter.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a little
But
lighter.
probably,
Okay, so why don't we add some more white?
yeah. Was that
Okay,
the
so
one?
now, because we added 5. So let's do a new hypothesis. If we add
6. Wait,
6.
no, 7. Or
7?
9.
Okay, 9? Okay, so if we add 9 drops of white, then we will get a peach color. So we added 5. So now we're going to add 4 more. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now it's not. Mix it. Mix
So
it.
now we're going to mix it.
Mix it. Mix it. Mix it. Mix it.
Oh, I think I like it.
And I think I like it too.
And she thinks she likes it too. So she's going to be painting a peach while we talk.
Mama, I need green.
I'm getting it.
And brown.
All right, so Savannah is over there working on her peach, and we can't wait to see the finished product. Thank you, Savannah.
You're welcome.
All right, so now we are going to use everything you need to ace science in one big fat notebook. We are going to use this book to identify our variables. Okay, so our scientific experiments, okay, it started with 1, observe. Observe something you are curious about. We were curious about how we were going to get peach paint. Alter a previous experiment to develop your own experimental plans, which is what we did. And then repeat the past experiment to see if you get the same results. So we altered our experiment to get better results. Okay? So, the control is a trial where all the variables are held constant. A control is used as the standard of comparison for the experiment. So our control was our first batch, the first one that came out dark, where we added 3 of everything. So everything was the same. That was our control experiment, okay? So constants are all the variables in an experiment that remain the same. So the things that remained the same were the colors that we used. We stuck with only 3 colors. Those were our constants. We stuck with red, yellow, and white. We didn't go adding in any other colors to try to get something different. We stuck with the colors that we needed. Okay?
I need green.
Let me give her some more paint for her peach. There's her brown.
Okay, we need more paintbrushes.
There's her green. No, I think it'll be okay. All right. And then our independent variable is a variable that you change in an experiment on purpose. So what we changed was the amount of each color that we used. That was our independent variable. Okay, and a dependent variable is the variable that is influenced by the independent variable. In other words, the results of the experiment. Our results were qualitative. That means we based our results on what we saw, if we were happy with the color or not, the quality of the results. So that means the color, anything that we use our senses to observe, that is qualitative data, and it's a qualitative observation. So once we were happy with the quality of our color, that means our experiment was done. And so once we altered it to add more white to the same amount of red and yellow, we got the perfect peach color for Savannah's painting. So let's move on to the next page. Let's see. Okay, so this is another example, and I think I'm going to make a copy of this for you guys to put in your notebooks if you would like. Okay, but the one thing we didn't cover was quantitative data, because this experiment did not have any quantitative data. So quantitative data uses numbers and measuring tools like milliliters, miles,
and
inches.
You have to and the stuff like exploding, the stuff like exploding.
An explosion would be qualitative data. But anything that you can measure with numbers would be quantitative. So if you're using a ruler to measure it, if you're weighing it, if you are using a graduated cylinder to measure the volume of something or the mass of something, if you're using a triple beam ballots, then that would be quantitative data. You can remember it by qualitative means quality, and quantitative means quantity, or the amount of data. So you just got to see a real life example of how we use the scientific method. It wasn't super strict. It was very easy to do, okay? So our first thing was that we made the observation, we stated the problem. We wanted peach paint. Then we made a hypothesis that if we mixed the three colors we had, that we would get a peach color. Okay, then we tested that experiment, and then we analyzed, we tested it by doing the experiment, and then we analyzed it. Were we happy with the color or not? So the first time we did it, we were not. So we redid the experiment by increasing the amount of white and keeping the amount of red and yellow constant. So we began to just change the white, okay? And then once we retested it, we were happy with the results, and now we are going to share the results with you. Savannah, are you ready? There goes Savannah's beautiful peach that she made using the scientific method. Bye, guys.